May 1429. Orleans, France. The English army is in the field besieging the city. Darby, you and Maeve are following the mortal teenager you've been advising across the battlefield at the head of a column of French soldiers, there to break the siege. The teenager is holding the war banner. From her horse, she turns her head back to the soldiers and calls out, "Of the love or hatred God has for these English, I know nothing. But I do know that they will all be thrown out of France, except those who die there." And the French cheer, and Maeve cheers. And Darby, she elbows you in the side, and your bloodlust fades for a moment, and then you cheer. The charge begins, and you're in a press of soldiers charging a line of English bowmen who are firing free at you all. An arrow hits the teenager in the shoulder, red soaking through her tabard immediately. She is unhorsed. The banner starts to fall. English spearmen are charging in from your left side. Darby, what do you do?
I grab the banner.
You grab the banner. The French soldiers kind of rally around you, and the English spearmen kind of slam into this kind of cluster of like sword and shield that you have building around you. Let's see how the English soldiers are doing relative to you. Darby, why don't you give me a 2d6 plus tough roll? You are kicking butt on behalf of these soldiers.
Yes, I am, and I got a 12.
Ah, fantastic. Yeah, why don't you describe what this late medieval battle is looking like?
Oh. Oh boy. Well, I grabbed the banner, and folks are crowding around me, but the first thing that I do is I sort of take it, I raise it up, I give one, because everyone needs to see it.
Yep.
Right. They need to see it, but then I use the other end of it for the teenager that we've been advising, and I scoop them up with it, and I throw them back behind our ranks to protect them. And I raise it up again, and then at that point, it's almost like a sound wave or something of just soldiers billowing out from this banner, hitting each other, just like pile after pile, just soldiers landing on the ground in this wide radius. It's almost like it's not them, but a wave of energy that's passing from this banner outward. Indeed.
The righteousness of the cause, the angel holding the banner, has inspired the soldiers such that they are kind of thrust forward on a wave of holy energy. The battle between the French swordsmen and the English spearmen is violent and vicious and bloody. Your big thing is that you need to keep this banner aloft so people can see it. The teenager is safe behind the line. It's just kind of this half circle and everyone's fighting each other. The line is holding and doing well. The French are inspired by this righteous purpose, and even the collapse of their erstwhile leader is not slowing them down. Despite this, however, what looks to be an English knight. Most of these people are on their feet with spears and pikes, but there's this English knight that's kind of riding back and forth behind the line, kind of giving orders to his spearmen, ordering the longbowmen to like fire over their ranks and into the French soldiers, People are dropping left and right. And kind of in the middle of the chaos, there's this opening in the line. And this English knight kind of looks at you. And he sees you kind of holding the banner aloft. He lowers his faceplate and draws a sword and levels it at you and charges. Mm-hmm. So the two of you are now doing battle. Darby, are you on your feet or are you on a horse?
Oh, I am jumping on a horse as he makes eye contact with me without even breaking eye contact. There's one that's just running by, and I swing myself up.
Yep, with angelic grace, you are now on the horse. And you two kind of charge into each other. As has been the case throughout recorded history, even before the humans knew you as Darby, you have wielded the great holy flaming sword. So you're riding towards him, he's riding towards you. Great big clash. All right, let's do some battle here. What do you want to do to this guy?
I'm gonna knock him off. I'm not even gonna try to slice him. I just want to mortify him by just knocking him on the ground like it's nothing. So I'm taking the banner. I have the sword sort of in my left hand, but I take the banner and make it into like I'm jousting in front of me, and then I'm just gonna plow forward and just boink him right off his horse.
Gotcha. So I will let you do it one of three different ways. You can roll to kick some butt and hope you get a 10, because that would allow you to put him right where you want him. Mm-hmm. You can manipulate him. So that'd be a charm roll. I'd give you a +1 because you're a war angel in the heat of battle. Essentially scaring him off of his horse. Or you can, you can act under pressure, which would be a cool roll. So your choice.
Well, so the thing is, it'd be smart for me to kick some butt, but I really want to scare him. So that's the way we're going to go.
Gotcha. All right. So 2d6 plus charm plus 1.
It's not the way it should have gone. So that'll be a 2.
Okay.
No.
So the two of you, kind of swords clashing, you peel off and ride around, you kind of level the banner like a lance. Your eyes are, the thing is you were trying to blend in before this. You're dressed like a French soldier, but you pull off your rag helmet, but it's the heat of battle and things are going on. And, before you kind of manifest your holiness, he rides by and just slices you across the belly.
Oh.
And so you take 3 harm. This is a sword to the guts. Mounted combat sword to the guts. No way. Actually, 2 harm. 2 harm. Your flaming sword is 3 harm. Regular sword's 2 harm. So it slices you across the guts. Why don't you give me a 2d6 plus cool to stay on your horse?
It's a 9.
Okay. So you do indeed kind of wheel around, stay on your horse. On the partial success, the issue is you won't be able to use that banner again in this way. Mm-hmm. You're like, it's just it's too heavy. It's not meant to be a lance. So you kind of couch it in your stirrup and you pull the sword back out. So now you've got to do something else. So what do you want to do now?
How far away from me is he at this point?
So he's kind of wheeling around. You're 20 feet apart. He's coming in to charge you again.
Okay. I'm gonna be standing on I'm gonna get up as gracefully as one can while basically bleeding out of my stomach. Mm-hmm. Stand up on my horse. So I've got one hand basically in its mane, and I am balancing, knees bent, sword in my hand, going in a circle, tracking him until I can get enough momentum and I'm like parallel with him to then just fly off of the like wings come out, fly off of the horse just directly into him.
Nice. I would let you kick some butt or act under pressure, your choice.
Yeah, I'm ready to kick some butt. I know.
All right, kick some butt.
I should use it.
So you're hoping to unhorse him, but if you just damage him, so be it.
That's a 13.
All right. Okay. So that's pretty easy. On a 12 plus, pick from the kick some butt super list. You deal double damage.
List.
You take no damage. The target flees, or the French army gets a +1.
Ooh. The French army gets a +1.
Got it. So you do your damage to him. So you do 3 damage to him. And yeah, like you're on the horse, you're riding, you're tracking him. You leap off, and, you know, kind of sword first and bring the sword down like into his shoulder blades. And now the two of you are just like fighting on the horse. You're like, he's trying to smash you in the head with the pommel of his sword, which he does. You take 2 damage again. But he's like his right arm isn't working well anymore. And now it's just like this vicious, bloody combat. However, witnessing this act of daring, the French army rallies and pushes forward, which is outstanding because the injured teenager behind the line is now completely safe. All right, battle's still going on. What do you want to do?
Ooh. So I've rallied the troops effectively.
Troops are rallied. The injured are saved.
Okay.
It looks like this battle's going to go in your direction now.
Yeah.
But the issue is their commander, you and him are sharing a horse right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to be my horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be my horse, because if the horse is mine, the battle is ours, as they say.
As they say.
And so while he's going to try to hit me again, I'm just going to duck down and just basically try to take his feet out from under him and then just like slide him off of the horse. So he just kind of goes boom on his stomach, and then I can just push him off.
Sounds good. I would say that's an act under pressure roll. I'll give you a +1 because you're already on his horse. And tell me what you get.
It's plus cool. Okay. That'll be a 5.
Okay. So you are kind of wrestling with him on the horse. He at this point he like smashes you across the head with the cross brace of the sword, and you know you're manifested in human form, which means you have like a skull with bones in it. You're pretty sure you have a skull fracture, though you know it's the 1400s. You're not sure how the human body necessarily works. But in any event, like you like can't see anything like here now, and things are getting a little panicky. But then something interesting happens.
No.
So, you know, the English soldiers are starting to break and retreat because you have enhanced the French army with your prowess. But there are a handful of English soldiers surrounding this battle on the horse because at minimum they're going to try to save their commander, which means that they are like approaching you and trying to take swings at you with war hammers or stab you with spears. Maeve, wielding a mace, the head of which is a great silver fist, interposes herself between you on the horse and these attackers on the ground. She parries a pike thrust before bringing the mace down on an Englishman's helmet, knocking him to the ground. She then opens her mouth, and a voice both powerful and She screams the war cry of heaven. The reaction of the English is as immediate as it is violent. One begins tearing off his armor. Another pair fall to their knees and start weeping. And one starts trying to rip his own eyes out before he is tackled to the ground by one of his comrades. Maeve looks up at you, blood spattered across her tabard, gives you a smile, and buys you another round. What would you like to do?
Okay. So he's still on the horse with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to just take him out then.
Kick some butt. 2d6 plus tough.
10.
Okay. You do 1 additional damage, take 1 less damage, or put the target right where you want it. That means you could
right where I want it.
Yeah. So he again, you end up wresting the sword away from him. He pulls out a knife, stabs you in the gut. You start blacking out. But before you do, you end up kind of bringing the holy flame directly in front of his eyes. He winces and screams, and you just grab him by the belt and hurl him off the horse. With this, the English squad is in full retreat, and you have lifted the siege of Orleans, saving France. You and Maeve find the teenager on the field, being tended to by a retainer. She sees you, and her face brightens, even in the pain she's in. She looks at her 2 angels and says this: I knew you wouldn't abandon me. My faith did not waver. Modern times. Darby, what do you want to do with the painting?
Hold on. We didn't talk about Joan d'Arc. Is she in petite league?
Yeah, now canonically, officially in this world, Joan of Arc had been saved at the Battle of Orleans. So okay. Good job.
I just want to plug that in.
But yeah, this particular memory is very front and center with you, Darby, as you, Mindy, Zlobs, and Morgan are all talking about the relative pluses and minuses of what to do with the painting. And that's where we pick up.
Mm-hmm. I think we have to have it. The Benevolent Scholars and Unity San Felipe, they both need it or want it. And I think that we can make that happen.
Okay.
How?
That sounds cool. Let's do it. How?
I wasn't sure when I said it 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. I've sort of lost track of time, but if we can get Unity into the Benevolent Scholars, then if it's at San Felipe Tower, then it is theirs.
Yeah, it's in the
And if
Benevolent
it
Scholars.
is, yes.
All right, Morgan, you can stop the debate. It seems that Darby won.
I'm not used to losing debates. I don't like that you framed it that way, Zlobs.
Well, you
Nobody's
said let's.
losing.
Well, I've been keeping score. I hold up a scorecard.
Wait, who won?
Well,
We're all going to win because no harm is going to come to anyone that we love.
yeah.
Sure, you're right, Darby. Okay, Zlobs, who won?
I'm not telling you.
Gosh.
I'll tell
The thing
Mindy.
is that
Mindy,
I don't-
look who won.
Matters, tell me who won. I'll give you a secret.
It was me.
Slobs!
Yeah, she had good points.
Oh my god.
I predicted earlier that Darby would come up with a clever loophole solution, so technically I won.
Yeah, I handed the sheet to Morgan, and it's just a series of prop bets.
Yeah, all the money comes from the prop bets, really. But yeah, Morgan, you don't appreciate all the backroom dealings going on here.
Hey, Zlobs, how did you still have more money after we had to bail out Mindy? Not like had to, but you know.
Oh no, these are just points.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
ongoing. It's running. That this win is actually huge for me because it means I finally earned back what I lost on Morgan winning the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like I got a lot of points to reclaim.
That's how debates work.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, all
least
of you
in our
essentially, like, whenever you make bets, it's not like it's real money. It's like fiat currency. It's like IOUs stacked on top of IOUs. It's like Post-it notes from different stacks of Post-it notes all gathered up over the years.
We
But
have a
time
system.
one time when Zlobs owed me, he just had to actually warm up a burrito for the full minute and a half rather than a minute. It was like those
exploded.
30
It
seconds.
exploded.
Where it did, and then I owed him.
Yeah, because I bet you it was going to explode.
I mean, of all of the Zlobs, of all of the tactical conundrums you have needed to work through over the years, life-saving in nature, city-saving in nature, the thing that you have yet to figure out is the perfect sweet spot on burrito microwavery, which is why you either don't microwave them at all and eat them cold or freezing, or nuke them just to get the frost off, but you never cook them all the way.
Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust microwaves. I don't
Hence
trust
the birth
burritos.
of the burrito.
Burrito. It's really
Exactly. That is the origin story of it.
Yeah,
is
really
you've
necessity
tried.
breeds innovation. Yeah.
But yeah, so the plan as it stands now is to try to get Unity San Felipe into the Benevolence Scholars.
Correct.
So here's what we do. We go and kidnap Unity San Felipe and bring her to the Benevolent Scholars. We know how to get there. And then once we're there, we ask nicely if she can be a part of it. She'll obviously want to. Who wouldn't? And if not, then I will suggest strongly that they do say yes.
yeah. I was
Okay.
thinking we would just go without her, so they'd like extend an invitation, and she, you know, like I feel like she's like a powerful. Obviously, she's like a powerful woman, and like I don't want her like
But is
having
she
to stand on the
benevolent?
doorstep. But we don't have a ton of time, so
That's true. You don't think they would be impressed by seeing her visually?
She cuts a rather striking figure.
Would
She does,
it make sense that if she, because Unity get what she wants, if she really wants this, saying if she changed her personality or something that made her want to join, then I bet she would get what she wants.
Or, wait, that's interesting.
no, she
I was
wants it
also gonna
already.
say-
How could you not?
Does she? How do you
Well,
know what she
the
wants?
only reason I think that she might not want in would be because she can be somewhat
Selfish? Evil?
cautious. She has some caution to her at times, a little bit of risk aversion. I don't think there's any risk in getting involved with the Benevolent Scholars, but when we asked Nana about them, she really shut down that line of questioning. So who knows if there are dangers we are not aware of. I say we proceed as if there are none.
Should I just call Unity?
Yeah. That'll help.
We also could summon the scholars.
Can we summon them? I thought we had to go
can.
there. You can summon the scholars all this time, Mindy?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could go there and get some of them to come back, probably.
Summon them in person.
Yeah, you mean in-person summoning. Like, if you
An
want
in-person
Benevolent Scholars on site somewhere, you could probably get them.
Oh, should we set up a meet cute between some of the scholars, like Nikola Tesla and Unity San Felipe?
Yes, like they just happen upon each other. That's perfect, Morgan.
Awesome.
So the plan is,
Yep.
and again, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but is the plan to try to create a meet cute between Unity Sanfilippo and famed inventor who is presumed dead, Nikola Tesla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
It's not really what I was
Fantastic.
thinking initially, but I do think that I really trust Morgan on this, and she
Yeah.
could use a win.
And we just all have a the best connection we have with them is like the person is Tesla. Oh, we should probably leverage my sister because that will get us back into the organization. Because if I go there with elder Zlobs, she'll be able to get us in.
I also do have
Okay.
a standing invite
Oh well, never mind.
So
No, with the painting though.
with the painting.
But then they'll take it
here's
away.
how this is going to go. 2 rolls each are required to kind of get Unity Sanfilippo and Nikola Tesla into the same place.
8 rolls?
No. Sorry.
Oh, not for each of us. Okay.
No. That's so many rolls.
That's not gonna happen, sir.
So many.
Guaranteed
So-
failure.
Two of you
Just tell us to eat a worm.
2 of
If
you
that's
need
the
to be
case.
on Tesla duty, and 2 of you need to be on Unity Sanfilippo duty. Now, here's how it's going to work.
Oh, okay.
For each of them, there needs to be a roll to get them into a certain place at a certain time. So one of them is, so you need a positioning roll for Unity and a positioning roll for Nikola Tesla.
John.
You then need to, for each of them, kind of do something to make them amenable to meeting someone. So it's almost like you need to position them and then you need to emotionally prime them or emotionally lower their boundaries. So each of you needs to be responsible for one thing. Get Tesla into position and convince him to make a friend. Those are 2 roles. And then get Unity in position and convince her to make a friend. So who wants to do each thing?
I have an
So-
idea.
Oh,
No.
Mindy,
have
what
an-
is your idea?
I have an idea.
Is it Nikola Tesla related or Unity Sanfilippo related?
It's location. It's where they should meet.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
important thing, sir.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's the
Because you
ambiance.
keep saying getting them in position. but-
Exactly. Where is the location?
Okay, this is amazing because we have right here at home in Boston/Cambridge, the Museum of Science, which Unity Sanfilippo is a donor at,
Of
and
one of their
is
biggest.
also home to the world's largest air insulated Van de Graaff generator.
yes.
Perfect.
I was just thinking the squeeze, and this is so much better.
That's
It's the exact overlap of their special interests.
That's-
Unity Sanfilippo giving money to people, and Nikola Tesla, his area of study.
Mindy, I am going to say that you will be responsible for the Unity location roll. I'm giving you a +1 to it because that idea is perfect. So
Yes.
decide what you want to roll to get Unity there. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
So we have the Unity positioning roll taken care of. Does anybody else want to sign up for another one of the rolls?
I'll send up
Morgan,
for the
what do you
other
got?
half of that. I'll sign up for the other half of that Unity Sanfilippo because we're on speaking terms, and I don't
Yeah.
want to talk to Nikola Tesla really.
Why?
Especially
He's
since
so cool.
I owe him a part of my body when I die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
this makes a
power
lot of
dynamic is
sense.
asymmetrical there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so you're gonna be Unity's handler on site. You're gonna do something to get her guard to be lowered such that she's willing to talk to someone. Okay, so it looks like Darby and Zlobs are on Team Tesla. Who wants to be in charge of getting him to the right place?
I'm thinking that should probably be me since I can easily get into the benevolence.
You
Goblins.
can come and go as you please without needing to bring Zoe Zlobin. Perfect.
But Zlobs, how do you feel about opening Nikola Tesla up, vulnerability wise?
Oh my god, it's so good. I flung a robot across the world to him. I tested his thing in a spectacular way by blowing up a particle accelerator.
Yeah, they're friends.
I am. We've already have a solid foundational relationship. That's gonna be easy.
I feel like things are coming together quite nice.
Yeah.
Is
So,
the perfect
all right,
plan.
let's handle the positioning roles first.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll start with Mindy. So, Mindy, what
Yes.
approach do you take to get Unity San Felipe into the Van de Graaff generator exhibit at the Museum of Science at the precise moment you want her there?
Yes. Okay. This is no problem for me. Because I am oh wait, hold on. Can I look? I need to look at something in my character sheet
Mm-hmm.
because I actually realized I might just have. Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to. Unfortunately, I am going to psychic torment Unity San Felipe.
Oh no.
No, it's okay.
That's
It's-
fair.
It's
What
all
does-
right
it's like
because
a torment do? Does that like cause pain?
because well, let me tell you.
Okay.
Psychic torment. If on a success, I can choose target feels compelled to go to a certain place. So that would really, I mean, it's written for this. I can't not use it.
I mean, you know, when you have a psychic torment, every problem looks like a nail, as they say. All right,
Problem looks like a brain.
a break. 2d6 plus weird plus 1.
Okay, 2d6 plus weird plus 1. We love it. We love to roll dice. And okay, that's going to be an 8 total. 8 total.
It's pretty good.
Okay, partial success.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of camp out, like you through various kind of underhanded and stealthy and sneaky means, kind of figure out Unity San Felipe's like appearance schedule on a particular day.
Mm-hmm.
And so you you kind of like get her while she's at like a speaking event at Harvard, and you know she's like walking down the hall. She's surrounded by San Felipe Foundation security, and you just like boop, like she doesn't even know you're there, and you know, she's walking, she's talking, like she's signing things, she's being handed tablets, you know, all of the things that billionaires do as they walk from place to place. And for like a quarter second, she like pauses and kind of like loses her thoughts, like in this hallway at Harvard. And then she continues. But now there will be a feeling, an undeniable feeling, that she really should go to the Museum of Science after hours tonight
Yes.
because it centers her. The partial success
Yeah.
is this, and you don't know it because you don't see her.
Oh.
Following Unity San Felipe's very noticeable goons is Ocean, the clairvoyant. She's a few dozen feet back,
She knows what I've done.
and she knows what you have done.
Do I-
So,
Do I see her?
no.
I don't even see her. Okay, cool.
Ocean kind of looks at you, logs you, sees you doing something psychic, and then like Ocean's brow furrows and her eyes kind of flutter up as she is in real time exploring the crime scene, and realizes that Unity San Felipe isn't in any kind of immediate danger, but knows you did something psychic to her. She pulls out her ledger and makes a note and puts it back.
Frightening.
Ocean now has a file on you.
Well, I've got a file on Ocean.
All right. Unity San Felipe has been taken care of.
Great.
Oh boy.
Darby, what do you want to do to get Nikola Tesla out into the real world to the Museum of Science today?
I think it's really straightforward, and I just need to explain to him that his new pal Zlobs would like to meet with him at the Museum of Science because he's been really inspired to continue Tesla's work, but like to do it in a way that is actually honoring Tesla. And I think that Zlobs would really appreciate a visit. But it'll be after hours. No one else will even see. So I'm just
Hold
gonna
on. So you're taking care of Tesla by using me.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
All right. So that's definitely a a charm someone rolls.
Yeah,
So that's manipulate
boy.
someone. 2d6 plus charm. Tell me what you get.
Oh no.
What did you expect?
That was a 1. I rolled 3, but I have a -2 to charm.
Yeah.
Can I do it with my sword out and get a +10?
No. All right, so this is a big failure.
Oh no.
So this complicates matters because, you go to the fortress library in Egypt, via the conduit through the library books. And before you even get to Tesla, Charity, the benevolent scholar that is studying holy relics, kind of intercepts you. And in a way that we're not necessarily going to play out, makes it very clear that she needs to know exactly where the Rembrandt is and is curious as to why you have not brought it. So you're not going to be allowed to leave the fortress library until all of this gets resolved.
Uh-oh.
Because, and again, you're not a prisoner. No one said prisoner. But you're also not allowed to leave the holy wing of the library.
Yeah.
People are all very nice, but you're kind of trapped there. So Zlobs,
Yes.
you are now responsible for both getting Tesla there and also kind of opening him up emotionally to potential friendship. You're going to need, because you're covering for Darby and have to do twice the work, you're going to have to take a -1 to either of those rolls, your choice, before you roll it.
Okay. Is Tesla a actual being or is he like a spirit? Because this will change my approach.
No, Tesla's alive.
Okay.
Nikola Tesla's alive. He, as you would suspect from someone like Tesla, faked aging and then faked his own death and joined the Benevolent Scholars, where he has somehow found a way to live without necessarily aging for 100 and something years.
That's so cool.
It's pretty cool. He's got a lot of weird stuff going on.
Okay.
But yeah, he is very much alive, unless, of course, your plan requires him to be a spirit, at which time he is dead.
Okay. So I had to get Tesla. So here. Okay. So do I know that Darby is now a prisoner, not prisoner?
Yeah, you are now aware. It's become. It's like, I'm gonna be like, you were talking it out with Darby. It's like, okay, this should take no more than 2 hours. We're coming back through the BPL. We are gonna get us to the Museum of Science. That's the plan. And 2 hours went by, and she is not coming back. And so, being the tactical genius you are, you're like, they're probably wondering about the Rembrandt.
Great. Okay. So I'm gonna need to interface with two people. One, Zoe.
Yep.
I need Zoe to get me in. I text her lightning mustache pigeon emojis.
She immediately calls you back and says, Tesla? That's the
Yeah.
Tesla symbol.
That's the Tesla symbol says.
I don't know what it means, but I'm going to be there in 35 minutes.
Great.
Cool.
and
All right. You
while
have
she's-
interfaced with your sister.
Awesome. While she's on the way over, I want to go to Longstock Field.
You go to Longstock Field.
I drive there. I wanted to talk to Coach.
Got it.
He's going
On
rogue.
the way there, Scope says something out loud, unprovoked. Darby, are you in the car?
It's just me, Scope.
Mindy, are you in the car?
No, it's just me, Scope.
Morgan, are you in the car?
What? Hold on. Morgan? Nope, she's not here either.
Zlobs, are you in the car?
I am.
The gas pedal gets slammed down to the floor, and you are barreling now at 100 miles an hour towards the fence of the military base.
What? Okay, I tried to wrestle control of the car and
All
do
right,
a sick maneuver.
Yep, this is going to be...
No.
Yeah, this is... So you're trying to wrestle it. That's going to be a your choice. Act under pressure or kick some butt.
Oh, I'm acting under pressure. All
right, 2d6 plus cool.
Before that, actually, is there a do I know what's happening, or am I just reacting?
Your choice.
I think before that, I feel like this is the bad situation. I kind of want to. I kind of want time to slow down to see what I can do.
Okay, so read a bad. You want to read a bad situation first?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2d6 plus cool.
10.
Oh, fantastic! You can ask 3 questions from the read a bad situation list.
3. It's so good. I'm sorry. There's one that says, "How can I blow up a particle accelerator?" I forgot about that. Oh God! Are there dangers we haven't noticed yet?
Yeah. You are looking to see I'm losing control of the car. I don't get it. You're starting to try to figure it out, but you look and you think that the car is careening towards a ditch in front of the military base near Longstock Field. In point of fact, you're not driving towards that ditch. You're driving towards a service road, and you suspect that by driving through a service road into the military base, you would be shot on sight.
Not ideal. Cool. How can I best protect people and/or lovable AIs?
The best way to protect people would be to separate Scope from this car.
Mm-hmm. And what is the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is the fact that that the thumb drive that Scope is on is electrified and also glued into place.
Oh, poop.
Neela Nightmare.
Ugh. Okay. Well, great. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to have to. I'm going to put on my extra seatbelts, and I'm going to try to position a grenade on a wheel to blow it upside down off course to land safely.
All right.
That makes sense. Does that make sense?
Here we
No,
go.
that'd be fine. I've done worse.
Okay, so yeah, you need to do
Because
damage
I wanted to rip out Scope from the thing, but that's not possible.
Yeah, you grab it and immediately a paralyzing amount of electricity runs through your arm.
Yeah, like magic electricity. It's
it's bad. This thing got ritualed or something. All right, so you need to do damage to the car. So this is going to be a kick some butt roll. So you're going to try to do enough damage to the car to get it to stop.
I'm maneuvering it.
You're maneuvering it with grenades.
Okay.
Kick some butt, 2d6 plus tough.
9.
9. All right. So on a 9, you do damage to your target, and your target does damage to you. Ironically, both get the same amount of damage, which actually slightly less. So you do a grenade's worth of damage to the front wheel well of your car, and then you take 2 harm.
Nice. Armor. Great.
All right, so the car is still ambulating for now. It's like wildly swerving. You're like, good, it's swerving me away from the base. No. The wheel corrects. So now you know that that scope is driving you this way. Like it's now very apparent what's going on. One more turn before you're in the military base.
Great. So is the wheel damaged?
The wheel is damaged. One more grenade will probably blow it up.
Okay. So I want to. I'm intuiting that the scope is trying to get me into danger. But if I'm not in the car, then scope's not gonna be in danger. So I gotta jump out the car.
I would say that is an act under pressure roll.
Yeah. But I'm going to like hide on the side of the car to make it seem like I jumped out for scope, just to trick him.
Love it. Act under pressure. I'll give you +1 because that's real clever.
Oh, great. That's a 15 then. I'm sorry, 14.
Why don't you just go ahead and narrate the conclusion to this situation? Everything you do, all of that, how you deal with scope, everything, go.
So I tried to explode a wheel, trying to get the card to explode, but Scope intuited this from knowing me, so is able to maneuver the car out of the way of my maneuver. Is really playing 3-dimensional chess here with cars and grenades. And I take the next logical step. I go to pretend like I jump out, and then Scope turns, stops, whatever programming kind of, gets in a loop of like, okay, I gotta go get Severus Lobin to go into this military base or to run him over. So it kind of turns, and I like flash my hand out, and Scope's sensors picks that up and constantly doing donuts trying to chase that. And it's bumping over rows, bumping over ditches, eventually hits a ditch in just such a way it vaults over the outfield fence and lands in front of Coach Martinez's spaceship. The car, all 4 wheels fall off. Smoke rises. It is not in good shape.
The car has been disabled in the woods.
Zlobs like goes skirt on his butt, and then a little USB drive is like spinning in the air, smoking, and lands in Zlobs' shirt pocket.
Perfect. Coach Martinez, who is standing in front of her invisible spaceship, eating a bowl of human lunch, sees all of this happen. Wow.
Hi, Coach.
Severus, can I offer you some lunch?
Oh, is that human lunch? I would love some. I grabbed some of the goop. It's been 4 years since I had some.
The flavors are discordant but welcoming.
Last time, point of order. Last time I had the goop, my stats changed.
Something's gonna gain +1, something's gonna lose -1 temporarily until you go to the restroom tomorrow. We're gonna have the chat tell us what exactly to keep it random. So chat, the stats are charm, sharp, weird, cool, and tough. Someone tell me something that goes up, someone tells me something that goes down. Charm goes up, and let's see what goes down. Tough goes down. Charm goes up, tough goes down.
Okay.
Sounds good. So this is temporary, just for today. Unless you take some fiber, then it might be less than a day. But in any event,
Zlobs is very regular.
Precisely.
I want to make that canon.
So what do you need? What do you need Coach Martinez to do?
Oh, I need to borrow Coach's disguise machine to make myself look like Tesla.
Oh,
fair enough.
God.
She allows you, Zlobs. You are now Nikola Tesla.
Great. I meet up with Zoe.
Do you want Zoe to know it's you dressed as Tesla?
I sure do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Zoe freaks out and is incredibly impressed. Now what?
Okay. So I met the real Tesla. He might be a ghost. I'm not sure. We need to get him to get Unity San Felipe, the billionaire, into this organization of benevolent scholars, which has a bunch of these cool people from throughout history. And we need to have Tesla meet up with her at the Museum of Science. You win?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
All right. Meet me at the Boston Public Library. Or come with me to the Boston Public Library.
Cool. There you are. And
Also,
thankfully,
can you drive? I can't.
Yeah, she picks you up.
Thank you.
Yeah, scope hanging out in your pocket is still like smoking and vibrating from time to time. That's going to be a problem for another day.
Yeah. Also, I miss you. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. I have been so busy. It's nuts. But I got you something.
What? Oh, shucks.
She hands you a little package wrapped in newspaper. It's an eye.
A new eye. Do you mind if I take it out now?
Oh yeah, go nuts.
Okay, I plop out my original false eye and I plug in this new one.
Nice. The old false eye got burned out in the particle accelerator.
Oh, that's
so
right.
you have a choice. Does this eye do the same thing as the old eye, that is allowing you to see electrical current, or does it do something new?
Oh, something new.
Cool. This thing can give you people's vitals.
I check Zoe's vitals.
They're pretty good.
Oh, those are pretty. Hey, sis.
She's got a lot of caffeine in her system.
Hey, sis. Hey, sis.
Yeah.
You got good vitals.
You know, I thought I would, but I'm glad that you told me. That's why I gave you the eye. It's cheaper than going to the doctor.
Sure is. I miss you so much.
I know.
With the catch up, well, let's plan a lunch. I feel like we always talk about we need to go get lunch after we deal with Tesla. I want to have a nice lunch. Maybe maybe go to Sbarro's or Legal Seafood or illegal seafood.
It's been a long time since I've been to Illegal Seafood. I got kicked out of the one in the seaport, but I think there are a couple others I'm allowed to go into still. I'm in for illegal. You are in control of my schedule.
Amazing. Okay.
I know
Cool.
something about Zoe.
Oh, you sure do.
Yeah, you are very aware that she is, in fact, the dollar. You don't think Zlobs knows. In fact, you know Zlobs doesn't know because you read his mind regularly.
Does anyone else here know?
Not unless you told them.
I don't think so.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so as a reminder to those in the game and those watching around the world, Zlobs' sister, Zoe Zlobin, is a local criminal kingpin known as the Dollar. Inherited after the original Dollar vanished / retired / was murdered. We don't know. No one will. History is not going to know. In any event, Zoe Zlobin is the Dollar local crime kingpin.
Also, Zoe, I've been working part-time for the first time. That's been really fun at the station by my house.
Really? I'm so glad they were hiring.
Yeah, it was just like they weren't hiring, and then I was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, then suddenly I got hired. It was weird.
How is the location? Do you think it's managed well? Do you think it's generating the appropriate amount of revenue for the square footage?
Yeah, I think so. Doing an assessment of it, because a lot of times I kind of just like go to my Zlobs place while I check out people, and it seems like it's really operating very precisely, very good metrics.
Precisely good metrics. Perfect. Okay, so you have lunch plans with your sister on the books. She is incredibly invested in this part-time job of yours. Not that that's a surprise. She's proud of you.
She always is. That's why I like to brag to her, because she always meets it very warmly.
And okay, so what do you want to do? You've already, I think, made all the appropriate amount of rolls here to get to Tesla and get him to the Museum of Science. Just tell me how it's going to go.
Yeah. So we go to Egypt. We go through the book. I take Zoe by the hand. We're running in. I'm Tesla. I say, "Hey, Darby." And I go, hey, Amos. And I run in. I go up to Tesla. Hey, Tesla.
Hey, Tesla.
I'm not sure if you're a ghost or not, but I really want you to meet someone.
Oh, no. Do you think I'm a ghost?
I don't know. Probably. You've been alive or dead for a long time.
It depends on what papers you read.
That's fair.
Anyway, you look identical to me. So what's going on?
Yeah, well, if I was, this is me. It is fun to play. I actually take a picture from when I was in junior high. I actually dressed up as you then. That's pretty cool.
Huh.
Yes. But I need you to either possess me to get you to Cambridge, Massachusetts, or come with me to meet a really cool rich billionaire who I think would make a good benevolent scholar.
Well, I'm not dead, so I can't possess you. Unless, of course, you are interested in some kind of consciousness transference. If so, I've got something that might work.
Let's do it.
Wait, can he? Sorry. Wait. Can he just leave?
Yeah, he could definitely leave.
But this is your adventure, Zlobs.
I'm sorry. Do you want? Here,
Zlobs is doing
take my
so much
sunglasses.
better.
You can drive Zlobs.
Zlobs is doing better with this than
I'll give it to you. You've got a choice. Nikola Tesla would like to implant a bunch of stuff in your brain that would allow him to remotely pilot you.
Oh.
Yep.
Do you want it? Do you want him to do that?
100%.
Oh.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Also, this is Zoe.
Implant physical pieces of something in his brain.
Yeah, there's going to be like a weird computer in there.
Oh.
That would allow
a computer? Cool.
There's already a lot. There's a false eye. There's probably lots of shrapnel. There's a devil somewhere in there. It's fine.
A
Everything's
devil,
fine.
a computer, and Neil a nightmare are all on Zlobs' person.
Oh, yeah. Also, what are Tesla's vitals?
Really strong. He definitely appears to be alive. But yeah, Tesla will absolutely put a bunch of junk in your head. So
If anything, it builds rapport.
It does. And actually, because he's willingly going to do that, or because you're willingly letting him experiment on your brain, not only are you not going to get that -1 on your roll, you're going to get a +1 because he's thrilled. He doesn't put you under general anesthesia, which is troubling. He just kind of numbs your skull and drills a hole.
God.
Does Zoe knows my anatomy better than most people, so I imagine she helps, right?
Zoe and Tesla are getting along famously. But yeah, sure enough. Zoe Zlobin is doing non-anesthetized brain surgery on her younger brother with one of history's greatest scientists. So she's having a day. Sure enough, you are implanted with a device that that Nikola Tesla can use via what could best be described as a Victorian virtual reality headset to control you. So, Zlobs is now being piloted by Tesla, and Zlobs is all about it. So Zlobs, just on your character sheet, just add a note that you have the Tesla consciousness hijacker implanted in your skull. So now you, dressed as Tesla, are being controlled by Tesla, which is really some Ship of Theseus stuff. And Tesla, the real one, is piloting the fake one over to the Museum of Science right now. Zoe Zlobin. What's that?
On the way out, can we also pick up Amos and Darby? Tesla.
All right, I'll have you roll for this.
Tesla wants it.
That's true. Yeah. Give me a 2d6 plus charm plus 1. You got to convince Charity to let Darby leave.
And Zlobs is more charming now, right?
Yes, he is.
Perfect. All right, that's a 7. Thank God. Thanks, chat.
Fair enough. All right. Charity will let Darby go, but insists on keeping Amos because Amos is going to help her do some filing.
Cool. All right, bye, Amos.
Thanks, Amos. Thank you, Charity.
I'll see you soon.
Very
hopefully.
soon. I promise.
And sure enough, Nikola Tesla, Darby, and Zoe Zlobin have left Egypt and are on their way to the Museum of Science. Morgan, you are at the Museum of Science. The place is closed. You're inside. You call in your myriad of connections. Unity San Felipe shows up really precisely when you want her to. So the question, of course, is what do you want to do to incentivize her to have a meet cute with someone? Not romantic necessarily, just a
Necessarily.
Saying that.
get ready to
Maybe.
have a conversation with someone.
Second Blittle League kiss.
Oh my God. I would love to have. I would love to meet Unity San Felipe and have a walk and talk to where Tesla is at.
Fair enough. So you do the walk and talk.
Can I help? Be helpful to
No,
the
you've already made your roll.
I'm gonna explicitly ask Mathers not to help.
You didn't even know what I was gonna do.
I
What a
don't
really good
care,
idea.
Mathers.
The most important part of the plan is for you to guard the nearby sparrows so that we could get.
Yeah.
Morgan, I know this museum like the back of my hand. My dads are members here.
Oh, I look. You can be helpful. Please make sure that we're walking in the correct direction. And if I want to seem cool and confident and collected, but I haven't been here a whole lot. So just make sure I'm headed in the right direction.
I'm on it.
Thank you, Mathers.
Okay. So, what do you say to Unity San Felipe, or do? Doesn't have to be a charm roll. What do you want to do?
As we're walking, first off, hi, Unity. It's been a couple of months. I don't think that Unity knows that I snuck in.
If she does, she's hiding it incredibly well.
Right. I was in a very awesome costume. I brought you here because...
What do you mean you brought me here? I had this idea earlier today.
Yeah, well, I guess my point is that I'm bringing you to this location. Inside.
What location? I'm going to go look at the Vandegraaff generator. You are welcome to come with me. Is there somewhere else you want to take me, Morgan?
Oh, you're going to the Vandegraaff generator. That's funny. I'm going to that too.
Ah. Well, coincidences are never coincidences at all. Yes, let's walk and talk. I have a few minutes.
Okay. Unity, I feel like we don't ever talk about science. Every time we've ever talked, it's always been about how do we save the city, or what's the best thing for Somerville, or what's the best thing for Boston.
How the flowers are doing, for instance. Ideas about management and ownership, but maybe those are conversations for the future.
I guess what I'm asking Unity is, do you ever think about benevolence for humankind?
Well, I'd like to think I spent the entirety of my adult life working on that very thing.
Then why do you never talk to me about it? And if you don't talk to me, why do you not talk to anyone else about it? You just hold all of that inside?
I don't necessarily want to walk through my bona fides, but I'm the largest single nonprofit donor on the East Coast. I do my best to be benevolent.
Huh.
But perhaps you don't know enough about my work? I suppose that means I need to work harder. Not that I'm doing it for recognition by you or anyone else. You can't tell if she's annoyed with you or amused.
Yeah, I just feel like you're not getting the word out. Like, I don't know. I understand that you are the biggest donor, and that's why I respect you, Unity. It's that you don't talk about it, but like everybody I know thinks that you're just some mysterious person, that you're doing things, pulling levers, and your benevolence goes completely unnoticed. And I guess, I don't know. I just think that maybe there are some people that, and as we're approaching the room, I'm just gonna hold the door open for Unity and say, I just think that there is benevolence in sharing that with someone else, because inspiration, especially inspiration from people with a means something. It means something to me, Unity. And I don't know. Talk about it.
So yeah, you hit her with a number of thought-provoking ideas about the concept of being a person and doing good works and sharing those good works with others. And your hope is that you threw her just off guard enough that that she lets her guard down. So I'm gonna say roll 2d6 plus charm.
Okay. That's a 12.
Perfect. 12. As high as possible. Okay. So you kind of, like Unity's kind of processing what you say, and you can't read her mind. You do not have Mindy's skill in that way. But if you could, you would see that there's kind of a roiling confusion of, I do so much, but what do I do for myself? Can I talk about what I do and who I am on a personal level? Do people just see me as some mysterious benefactor? And so all of that, as she walks into the giant hall that houses the Van de Graaff generator. And standing inside is, Nikola Tesla.
We need to tell the podcast listeners that Joey just popped up with a fake mustache. I think this is important to know.
The amount of
Nikola
Tesla energy here is
the hair.
huge.
The hair, the shirt, the mustache. He really brought it.
Tesla.
Yes.
I want you to roll. What did Joey do for Tesla? How did Zlobs convince Tesla that he might be making a new friend today?
Talking about how Unity's rival, what's her face? Founder Bachman. Yeah, had a particle accelerator, and that, you need a patron. Sometimes a good scholar needs a patron, and this is one of the best patrons around. So this will allow her to outdo her rivals, and he can outdo his rivals because of everyone's most hated scientist, Thomas Edison, always had money backing him. So why don't we turn the tables, Nikola?
2d6 plus charm, plus the 1 because you let Tesla rummage around in your head, plus 1 for the perfect historic pull.
Thank you. And is it Zlobs' charisma or is it Tesla's charisma?
No, it's Zlobs' because you're convincing Tesla.
5.
Oh,
I ran out good rolls.
Okay. So the talk of Edison kind of struck a painful chord within Tesla. And you know, he's thinking back to the ideas like, yes, money would be great, but money isn't the only thing. Money, you know, warped Edison from a scientist into a businessman and like all of this stuff. So Tesla's very shut off. And, you know, like Tesla, who is, again, controlling the Zlobs robot, like the Zlobs robot's kind of standing in the corner of this big hall, like literally hidden in shadow, watching as Unity San Felipe stares at like the big like Van de Graaff generator, like pondering the great mysteries, thinking about herself, and Tesla doesn't want to move. Morgan, you're on site. You're seeing this. If this falls apart, there's gonna be an immovable object coming into contact with an unstoppable force here. 2 big paintings. There are two organizations that need this painting, and only one painting. Because of how magnificent all of this was, there's going to be one more Hail Mary roll that you can make. It's not going to be about convincing Tesla. So whatever roll is about to be made by, I would say, Morgan or Darby or Mindy, it cannot be a charm roll. Do any of you have an idea on what to do right now to spark a new friendship between the most powerful, or at least the richest person in New England, and one of history's most brilliant scientists?
did you just say spark a friendship, John?
I did.
Morgan.
Oh, God,
Morgan.
forgive me. Mathers,
Morgan.
change a personality.
Morgan, we need to inspire them. Oh, wait, change of personality? Use
I
my
said
powers
it.
on their brains?
Yes.
Here's the thing. Nikola Tesla is not moving, and I can sense that there is a bit of a Russian doll situation going on in the brains over there. So
Yeah,
there might be chaos
in there.
and I won't rule it out. But we could always fire up the generator. And I'm not just saying this because I want to fire up the generator. I also think it could be helpful to the situation. It's your call, Morgan. You're the leader.
The generator? Oh, the generator.
The Van der Graaf generator.
Pull the lever, Mathers.
Me?
Yes. You're closer to the control room. I'm shepherding this. I can't do anything.
Mindy, give me a 2d6 plus sharp roll. You need to do it at just the right time and not be seen.
Can I go inside the cage?
Yeah.
Wait, I can't be seen?
Well, I suppose you could be seen. It's just Yeah, what do you want to do? You're going to make a 2d6 sharp roll to turn on the generator at the right time. How do you want to do it?
I guess I'm going to turn on the generator. I'm going to make lightning indoors. And then I'm going to yell something inspiring.
Amazing.
Can I help by letting Mathers know exactly when the right time is?
Yes, please.
Sure. I will allow a help out roll. Morgan, roll it first.
I will loop in our brains walkie-talkie style.
Morgan, give me a 2d6 plus cool.
Not what you expect.
No. 4.
Morgan is no help. You try to link to her brain, and you're literally in a place with so much static electricity, it's screwing with your senses.
Oh no, something about this electricity cage.
So now you learn, though, that being inside a cage can in fact screw with your psychic shenanigans.
Any cage or just an electrified cage?
An electrified cage.
Okay.
It's called a Faraday cage thing.
Yeah, you're in a Faraday cage.
Too
After
easy
my
a
good
weakness.
friend Faraday.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Tesla, you are
Michael Faraday.
Yeah, you are watching as a teenager is climbing up into the Faraday cage.
Yep.
And like you're thinking, it's like Faraday. And then you start thinking about Faraday.
Faraday.
But anyway, you're gonna have to make this roll, Mindy, all by yourself.
Okay.
2d6 plus sharp to turn on the generator, create lightning, and say a meaningful thing.
If I told you that I won a week-long internship at the Museum of Science by winning the Somerville Science Fair in 8th grade, would that earn me a bonus in your mind? Or your affection? Or
No,
maybe...
but the sheer audacity of the ask will get you the +1.
I love spinning lore to
I mean, I like it. I like it.
Okay, here we go. Week-long internship at the Museum of Science. Wow, 10. Thank goodness for that +1. The Somerville Science Fair saves the day again.
As it has before.
So I'm
all
going
right,
to turn...
Mindy, tell me what
turn
happens.
it on. I'm in the cage. I, lift up inside the Van de Graaff generator. The generator, the belts are rolling. This room gets very loud. Both Nicola and Unity, their attention is called to this display of magnificence.
Electricity?
He loves electricity. I know this about him. This is an absolute achievement of science. And when I strike the lightning, I shout out, a spark of lightning and a spark of new friendship.
So Unity's looking up at Mindy Mathers, flanked by lightning, declaring friendship.
Friendship.
And I imagine like lightning's about to go hit like Unity. Tesla dives and saves her from this very dangerous thing.
Yep.
He's never seen lightning indoors before. He's never been to the lightning show on a 3rd grade field trip.
It's true. It's true. Tesla understands how it works, but he's never seen it. But yeah, Unity's thinking that why is Mindy Mathers in there? And what a hoing! And she's just like knocked off her feet. And she gets up and she looks at you, Tesla, and she kind of processes. This is a very silly thing to say in front of a Van de Graaff generator. But you look awfully like Nikola Tesla.
Please, call me Nick.
The conversation is profound. Hours long. Spanning the profundities of mankind, the use of monies in science, the the perversion that monies could cause to science. They speak of legacy. They discuss humanity. And then Nick tells Unity about an organization he belongs to. An organization that does not get a lot of press, but does a lot of good. And Unity thinks about that quite a bit. And Nick says that he would like if she saw it. And she says, well, how about now? I can get a plane on the tarmac in 15 minutes. And instead of the tarmac, Nick offers another way to get to Egypt. Nick, what do you say?
Oh, take this book with me.
I can show you the world.
And oddly enough, Unity is not fazed by this. And in point of fact, they use the library at the Museum of Science to instantaneously teleport to the Fortress Library of Egypt. Nick Tesla leaves the room, and 2 minutes later comes back in dressed completely different. Zlobs, you are now Zlobs again, and Jesus, your head pounding. And yeah, that's the story of how Nick Tesla recruited Unity Sanfilippo into the Benevolent Scholars. The next morning, all of you are there at the Fortress Library. I'll tell you exactly where. You're in the factory, the great printing press of the Fortress Library. Unity and Nick have been in there since last night, mapping out a variety of projects and initiatives that she wants to personally spearhead for this eclectic group of brilliant world changers. You are all ushered in by Charity. And Unity kind of stands up, kind of like cracks her back and her neck because she's been hunched over paperwork for like the last 6 hours. And you're all there. And Unity looks tired but happy, less reserved. And she looks up at all of you and says with the light in her eyes of someone that just had a great idea, says, Darby, about that thing you owe me? I'd rather you give it to them.
If that's what you'd like.
She takes out her phone and hits a button, and the countdown clock on your phone turns off. It is. We'll end it right there. Neil and Nightmare is looking at high definition footage from a drone on like a little handheld tablet. The car driving towards the military base, spinning out, going into a ditch, hurtling itself through the woods. Zlobs deftly and acrobatically exiting catching Scope in his pocket. Neela turns off the tablet. Stares at a patch of floor for a second. Stands up. Pulls at the bottom of her shirt to straighten it. Picks up her anti-material rifle and walks out of the room.
Oh no, no,
Oh,
no, sir.
We'll end it right there.
Not the AMR. Oh, that hurts deep.
If it's one thing Neela Nightmare hates, it's material.
Zlobs, while later on relaxing, takes Scope out of his pocket. It's like moving around. He plugs it into a very old iPad. Hi, Scope.
I'm not in a car.
No, you're in an iPad. Because I think you're angry.
I am angry.
I feel like I've always not really listened to you for real. And I want to work and change that. So I want to first start out by saying, I'm sorry.
I accept your apology. I think I may have overreacted.
It's okay. I love you, Scope.
I love you too, Zlobs.